I stand in front of you today in the heaviest of hearts, after having stood witness to the genocide of my people for almost 700 days. We were told that we live in a democracy here in England, and yet the most basic tenets of democratic governance have been absent. Democracy demands commitment to honesty, the rule of law, an effective means to participate in decision-making. England, as Tamir Amin notes, is ruled by what he calls low-intensity democracy, one where debate and representative politics are limited within the parameters accepted by the establishment. That is the economic and military elite of this country. The establishment in this country is at the core of a global system that creates a divide between different types of human beings, whereby some lives are worth more than others. This dynamic has been sharply exemplified in the past 2 years. State officials and dominant media outlets actively and knowingly distorted public perception of the reality in Gaza. They endorsed atrocity propaganda, used narratives that dehumanize and undervalue the lives of Palestinians, bluntly denying their lived reality at times. It's the same that they did with South Africa, with India, with Afghanistan, with Iraq, and the list goes on. They misrepresented their historical, economic, military, and political role in the genocide. They fragmented the picture and asked the British public not to contemplate the chain of causality. I say this with utter confidence because I know and I'm sure that reckoning with the reality of what is happening in Gaza and in the West Bank is imminent. That reality that has scarred the consciousness of humanity and caused untold sorrow. But only after it's too late. As Omar al-Akkad says, one day, when this is all over, when there is no price to pay, everyone would have been against this. And I look at that day with horror. After all, our hands have been stained with blood. Meanwhile, in the courts of this country and the offices of governmental legal advisors, alliances in the larger game of geopolitics were favored over basic tenets of national and international law. And in the streets, persistent demonstrations of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of the British public asking for the most basic of demands were systematically denied, undermined, and demonized. These systems were designed to serve the British public. It is their basic right, a basic right to demand not to be complicit in a genocide, a demand to save our souls, our humanity, our collective consciousness, and our quest for meaning. Less than basic. They did it in the name of the British public, claiming that this is the only viable foreign policy. And I would like to believe that if people were truly presented with the truth of their reality today, if they conceptualized, imagined, perceived, and felt what is the reality here. The sound of a child screaming as his leg is amputated without anesthetic. The heat of a British-made drone exploding in a tent. The smell of burnt human flesh. 700 days of endless horror lived by 2 million people. After it followed a long project of settler colonization and displacement. I would like to believe that none of them would want any role in causing it at whatsoever cost. Today, our mission is to bring an inevitable reckoning with the truth a step closer. to bring the public closer to collectively perceiving and conceiving of the reality of this genocide and the role of the British state in perpetrating it. In the absence of the basic tenets of democracy, our moral duty brought us here to stand witness to this historical moment and hasten it. Today, we pay tribute to democracy. We pay tribute to justice. And we pay tribute to our common humanity in this historically decisive moment. Thank you very much.